All right. Now, look. This isn't me going at Fatima, all right? But TV Line released an article today with a couple of promotional photos for tomorrow night's episode of Sistas. And this photo has me concerned. Hey, a picture says 1,000 words, people. Now, remember what I've been saying since last week. Man, that Zatima scene was really good in Season 6, Episode 1. Really loved it. If nothing else, that one scene was better for Fatima than all of Season 5, outside of Episode 1, where Zach and Fatima went on their date to the parking lot where they first met. Then, of course, Karen called, cussed her out, and then that led to just the entire collapse of Fatima as a character, in my opinion, last season. TV Line did an article a few weeks ago I covered here on the channel, and in that kind of like synopsis for Season 6, there was one bit where I believe it mentioned somewhere along the lines of Zach having to prove to Fatima that she's the only woman in his life that he truly loves. And I can't remember if the article specifically said, I think it did say something along the lines of Fatima feels some kind of way about Zach's reaction towards the news of Karen being in the hospital. And right after that, it talked about how Zach needs to prove himself once again to Fatima that she's the only woman he cares about. And I felt like, oh no, just no. Do not do this to Fatima's character, where Zach has every reason to be concerned. Because, look, we don't know the DNA test. Well, excuse me. We don't know the exact DNA of that baby. The doctor did say the 12th, yet we don't have a name attached to that date, Aaron or Zach. I think it's Aaron based on Karen's reaction. I've said this a number of times. Based on Karen's reaction to shot, what the 12th? Not the 5th or whatever that date she spat out was. That felt like the reaction of, wait a minute, Zach isn't the daddy. Aaron's timeline is right. But as far as Zach knows, he is the father because Karen said so. So I'm just looking at this picture, and just based on Zach, his body language and whatnot, it just feels like a sense of urgency. Like the way he has his hand, and it's basically how he has his hands together, and he has a look on his face where it's like, hey, look. And then Fatima's like, so I'm wondering, and look, if my hypothesis is right, then I think it says a lot about Zach's character. Maybe he just got the phone call with news about the salon fire. And rather than rushing to the hospital, he goes to talk to Fatima face to face about it. Hey, I got this phone call. Karen's in the hospital. I wanted to come to you first. Is it all right if I go? Or it's like, look, Karen's in the hospital. I got to go. I wanted to tell you face to face. I mean, because I'll be interested to get Fatima's reaction, because remember, what was it? The pregnancy complications where she was in the hospital at the beginning of Season 5. Zach ain't want to go. Fatima was all understanding. Hey, Zach, do you want to go down there and check and see everything's out? I understand because, she might be the mother of your child and all this, that, and the third. Because, Pam was calling. And then Zach was like, no. You're down there. Karen's mom is down there. I don't need to be down there. And Fatima was like, are you sure? Almost like trying to guilt trip into going. It's like, look, I just want to chill on the couch, watch TV. I'll rub your feet. We ain't got to worry about none of that drama. But then Fatima insisted on answering the phone. Then she got cussed out. And then that led to a whole slew of things. In this situation, I think we're seeing more of Papa Bear Zach this season, especially considering how he's acting about his son, Michael. Like, hey, I want to be properly introduced to my son, and, I want to make sure he's in a good living condition. So, yeah, I mean, here you have the potential second child in his life, and he wants to make sure everything is okay. Like I said, as far as Zach knows, according to what Karen said, he is the father. So he's going to try to be there if he can, to be like, look, is everything cool? Because I mentioned this in my other video about, Zach's demeanor as a father. I wonder if there's some guilt involved, like with Michael. That's 3 years of his son's life that he wasn't a part of because he didn't even know he existed. But now he's in a situation where he might have another kid on the way, and he wants to make sure, the kid's okay. I'm not saying that he doesn't have any concern for Karen whatsoever. It's just the fact that, hey, is it cool if I went down there to check? And now if Fatima has a reaction where it's like, what are you so concerned about? It's like, well, she could be carrying my child, so I do need to go down there to make sure everything's okay. I mean, she was literally in a fire. So I just hope and pray we do not see some sort of, see, my ex did me like this, Zach. This is exactly what, if things were going good, he just ran back to his other woman. And in this case, you're going to do the same thing. It's like, but the circumstances clearly warrant Zach being there. So I'm going to go easy in this video, I'm not going to jump down Fatima's throat or anything, but my hope is she does not react the way I fear she reacts, where she kind of makes this about her and her own insecurities by making Zach seem like he's doing the wrong thing, but in reality, he's doing the right thing. But I mean, this is just me. I'm looking at the photo and it just screams like, look, I need to go down to this hospital. Now, the synopsis itself goes, the TV Line article goes, let's see, based on this photo below, something she and Zach are probably discussing in the photo has to do with Fatima setting Tamara straight about compensation for the role she's been tapped to play. Now, I think this conversation has to do with Karen in the fire, but that's just me. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe. What do you think these two are talking about? And I'll catch you. And also, I like both their outfits, but Fatima in that color, the blue, the yellow, I think a little bit of green in the shoulders of her dress. I really like it. I really like it. All right. Well, like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.